Hi guys, welcome back to the kingdom. I hope you guys are having positive and productive weeks this week. So this week I thought I would shake things up a little bit and show you guys some of the books that I've got in my collection that I will not be painting. So all of us have had a little bit of extra time on our hands with the whole quarantine situation, thanks to COVID-19. So that's meant a lot of us have had more time to browse online shopping, and that is dangerous for a bookworm. I have ended up spending a lot of money on some new books, on pretty editions of books, because I don't just paint books, I also waste a lot of my money on them as well. I don't have a problem. Anyway, I thought I would show you guys some of the really pretty books I've got in my collection, as a lot of the books that I bought in lockdown have got beautiful designs on them, or beautiful sprayed edges, or both, which I wanted to share with you guys. Okay, so diving straight in is the Caraval Fairy Loot Special Editions. So these books have all got a really beautiful sprayed edge on them. They've got these gorgeous inner pages, and then look at those fronts. And then these all line up to spell out Caraval. So this is obviously the finale one. Oh, isn't it beautiful? So this is obviously the Fairy Loot Special Edition of the trilogy. I first heard about this at Yalk last year. Obviously this year it's been cancelled. And I knew the moment that they announced it that I had to buy the series, and I did. Now, obviously these sort of shipped, I think in like January or February time. The thing is that it shipped to my parents' house, and I haven't been able to get back there at all. Finally, I convinced my mum to send them on to me here. So it is now July, and I finally have my hands on these beautiful, beautiful editions. So this is the front cover of Finale, and just look how pretty that is with the shimmery and the gold and the glitter. And here we've got Caraval and Legendary. Aren't they amazing? Next up we have another Fairy Loot Special Edition, and it is the Queen of Nothing. They've got this beautiful snake design on the sprayed edges, which I am so tempted to try and recreate, but I imagine that stencil is going to be a pain in the butt to weed. But I am still tempted to see if I can recreate this. In fact, I'm tempted to see if I can recreate the whole thing with the cover and the lovely little bookmark. It's currently folded in at one of my favourite scenes in the book. I have ordered the Cruel Prince and Wicked King to go with it, so I'm going to have the whole matching trilogy. And yes, I know I also have the trilogy in paperback. And yes, I know I'm going to paint the trilogy as well, as you guys have already seen one of those videos. I love this series. It is perhaps one of my favourite series. It helped me get over a giant reading slump that I've been in for literally months. And then I came across the Cruel Prince and then the Wicked King, and I started to love reading again, which is amazing. But yes, this book, I'm just in love with the artistry in it because it's totally my style. It's got this flat sort of vectorized images, pretty patterns, so it's definitely something I'd be willing to recreate. If you guys are interested in trying to see me recreate this, take, say, maybe either a paperback version of The Queen of Nothing or a hardback version and try and turn it into this, I would be up for that. Let me know in the comments down below. Next up is King of Scars. So this was a present from my lovely, wonderful boyfriend for my birthday. If you don't know what happened on my birthday, it was right at the beginning of quarantine, right when everything had shut down. And I mean postal services, delivery is shut down online, nothing was moving anywhere. So all of the stuff that he bought me for my birthday ended up arriving like months later, weeks and months later. So this sort of trickled in about April, which is really early considering. And I love this book, couldn't wait to sit down to read it. I have to admit, wasn't a huge fan of Shadow and Bone and the first trilogy. Loved Six of Crows, really loved Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom. I thought they were great books. So I was really hoping that this would be more like along the lines of Six of Crows, which I loved, and not along the lines of Shadow and Bone, which was a bit meh for me. This is definitely more towards the I love it in the Grishaverse type world. So I was going to go and paint this, except when I opened it, it's got this beautiful front cover already. I mean, look how gorgeous that is. It just looks so regal, which, you know, obviously it's trying to be regal. He is a king after all, but I just loved it and I didn't want to do anything else to it. I know that I could add a sprayed edge and I could put something on the back, and maybe one day I will, but at the moment I don't have anything that pairs really well with that front image. I think I would need to take a lot of time to make sure that the design was as regal as the front. Not to mention that the front has a metallic-y look, and my paints, although give off a metallic-y look, don't give off that much shine. I think what I would actually want to do is I'd want to make it out of a gold vinyl, which I have at home, but you'd want to match the gold vinyl on the front of the book to the gold vinyl that I have. There would be a lot in it, so I don't think I'll ever get around to painting this book, at least doing the back. Maybe I'll give it a sprayed edge. Haven't decided. Let me guys know your thoughts if you've got any like design ideas for a sprayed edge. I'd be up for trying that. Next up is a book that I found in my partner's collection, and it's Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. I bring this up because the book itself is beautiful, not because I'm endorsing the author in any way, shape or form. So this book has been hiding in my partner's collection. We've been together for maybe 2.5 years, and it is only now that I realise that we even own a copy of this book, and by we I mean him. So let's start with the beautiful end pages for starters. Got such a pretty pattern on it. We've got a niffler on the front, and we've got the sort of foiling on the side, which is really, really pretty. Now I am tempted to paint something on the back, but at the same time, it's been a really long time since I read this. It's been a really long time since I read any of this author's work, to be honest with you. And I'm not sure if I want to go back there. I mean, there's so much new stuff on the market at the moment. So new stuff, better stuff, less problematic stuff, that I'm not sure if I really want to go back and paint this, but I might put something on the back. We'll see. Next up is All the Stars and Teeth. When I tell you I loved this book, it would be the understatement of the century. I loved this book. Also, it's a very pretty book. Now, I love how the inside pages and the colour of the cover match. The cover is plain, right? So I could paint on it if I wanted to, but I'm just so in love with the shade of indigo, and the back is just foiled so beautifully. So beautiful that I'm actually kind of lost for words for what I'd want to do on it, because I love this sort of wave design. I don't know if you can see properly, but this kind of wave design we've got. So I'd want to carry that on to try and help everything tie in together really neatly. And I'm not sure with just how thin those lines are that I could replicate that. But you know what, maybe I'll give it a go. Maybe I'll see what kind of designs I can come up with and share those. But yeah, at the moment this is on my no paint list. I might give it a sprayed edge though. I'm very tempted to give it a sprayed edge. Just a simple one, maybe like a silver with that sort of like shimmery, maybe a silver shimmery type of sprayed edge, although would that detract from the foil on the cover? I don't know, I'm just musing out loud right now. I'm going through all these, I'm like, in my head they are do not paint, and then now I'm going through them all again and it's like, maybe I could. So yeah, this is another book that I love that I don't think I'll be painting anytime soon. Next up we have another Fairy Loot book. This is Bone Crier's Moon. I did enjoy this book, actually. Yeah, I really did enjoy this book. I don't want to give too much away if you haven't read it, but here we go. We've got this beautiful shimmery sprayed edge. It's this sort of fun green. I don't know if you guys can see the shimmer on camera. I know that whenever I try to show you guys glitter on camera, it never works. So I imagine shimmer, which is much more subtle, might be more difficult. But if we remove the custom jacket, we do have a plain surface. The reason I don't really want to paint this book is, one, very much enjoyed it, but I have no ideas at the moment. That's the bit. I don't like going into painting books if I don't have an idea that I'm really passionate about or really excited about to see on the front of a book, because otherwise, you know, kind of what's the point? The other one is the material the book is made out of. So I don't know if you guys can see this, but if I run my fingers down, it's not made out of your standard book board. It's made out of a really bobbly material, which means that it's going to be really difficult to paint on because it's not a flat surface. My stencils will not stick flat to this book, which means that you're going to get paint run. It means it's going to be a pain in the ass to do all the tidying up because none of the lines will be straight. So that's why I haven't painted on this book. But I would like to come up with some designs for it in the future, but I don't know whether I'll actually put them on the book or not. We'll see, I'll have a play. Also, just like to point out how lovely the reverse dust jacket is for this. I mean, isn't that stunning? I'd love to know the artist who did this. Maybe commission her to do something of my own, because that's incredible. Like, that's amazing. Oh, and let's not forget the inside pages and the fact that it's been signed by the author. Next up is another Fairy Loot edition. Yes, I know I have been talking a lot about Fairy Loot in this video, but I am a subscriber and their books are pretty fantastic. So we've got Incendiary. So it's got this, I mean, just vivid. It jumps off the page and hits you in the face red on the edges. It is a matte colour, but then I do enjoy my matte colours, so, you know, I can't complain. The end pages are blank, and the cover is blank, but again, it's got that bobbly material that's going to make it a pain in the butt to paint. I haven't actually finished reading this all the way yet. Very much enjoyed it, then got sidetracked with another project that I was working on. But look at that foiling. Isn't that pretty? Because of the strange colour of the foiling, like, it's not a strange colour, it's like a coppery colour, but it's not a colour that I think I can easily mimic. It's definitely not a colour I already have in a bottle, so I'd have to mix it up. And I don't like mixing up colours on books, particularly for designs that are more pattern based than they are person based or picture based, as I did with some of my Throne of Glass books that you'll have seen. Maybe it's a personal preference with the Pebeo paints, but I just don't like mixing my metallic colours. I end up thinking they come out a bit muddy when I do it. But this is a book that I thoroughly enjoyed, highly recommend. And this is also, again, I just want to show you the inside of the reverse dust jacket. I mean, just look how amazing that is. I mean, I need to know who these Fairy Loot artists are, because I want to follow them on Instagram. I need to curate my Instagram. Okay, finally, but definitely not least, this book only arrived this week and I am so excited to dive into it. Court of Miracles by Kester Grant. Oh my gosh. It is based off of Eponine in Les Miserables. And now, for those of you who aren't aware, I am a huge theatre nerd. One of my favourite all-time musicals is Les Miserables, and I love Eponine's story in Les Miserables. So the moment I heard about it, I had to buy it. Now, I didn't realise I was buying the Waterstones special edition, so I thought that it would arrive without a sprayed edge or without a pattern on the front. Boy, was I wrong. This book is beautiful. You will have heard me gushing about it on my IG stories when it arrived. Like, not to mention that this cover design, whoever designed this cover, props, because it's gorgeous. Then we've got the inside pages, which are just so beautiful. And then I also want to show you this part as well, which just shows you how much thought they've put into the book. And it's nice big text as well. I hate when you get a hardback book and it's really small text. Why? We've got the room. Open up the page. And then, is this not amazing? Isn't it just beautiful? I mean, I literally can't wrap my head around how much I love this design. It is wow. Again, who designed this? I need to know. I need to know so I can go and fangirl over their Instagrams. Like, oh my goodness. Wow. This is kind of like a level that I aspire to. Like, is this a job? Is designing the foils that goes on books like a full-time job? Because I would love to train to do that. Not to mention the edges. Just look at that. So beautiful. Now, of course, most of you will be like, Hannah, the back is blank. You could do something on there. Not a chance. Not a chance. No, this book is in my untouched, as in I can't wait to dive into this story. In fact, that is my plan this weekend, is to read this entire book in one sitting. This book is my new baby, and I am so happy. I may end up reading this with Les Miserables soundtrack on loop in the background. How many times do you think I can play that before I annoy my boyfriend? Probably not as many as I'd like. Anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I know it's been a more me gushy over books video than some of my other videos, but I hope you guys enjoyed seeing some of the other books in my collection, so you know that not all of my books are painted by me, just a majority of them. because it's fun and books are pretty. Anyway, if you like this kind of content, please let me know. Ideas, suggestions, comment section below. I'd love to hear them. I'm thinking of doing some more sort of painty videos in the future, so I want to do the Caraval series. I know I've been promising to do that series forever. I finally have all of the pieces I need in order to do the Caraval series proper justice, so I'm going to be getting on that ASAP. Also, I want to go charity shop book shopping and see if I can do some sort of book rescue type thing, but that does require the cooperation of my partner, who will have to be filming during the whole process, which, you know, is definitely possible. He'd definitely be able to do that. It's just about coordinating our times, because for some reason, even though we're in lockdown, our schedules are still busy. I'm also going to show you guys some more experimental stuff that I did. So last week you'll have seen Woven in Moonlight. I'm going to do some high-tack sprayed edges. So I'm going to do some high-tack stuff, I'm going to do some sprayed edges stuff, I'm going to do a whole bunch of experimental stuff on that. So I hope you guys are looking forward to all of the cool artsy fartsy things I'm going to do in the future. I hope you guys have had positive and productive weeks, and I'll see you next time. Bye!